Hey, hey, hey. What if I told you that decluttering is going to lead to you generating more wealth as an entrepreneurial woman, or as anyone for that matter, because this is a universal thing? Well, this is what we're talking about. My name is Natalia, aka Nat. You're on episode 56 of Wellness for Wealth TV, Life Strategist with Nat. And every week I'm here helping entrepreneurial women get their mojo back by creating an aligned vision and the success habits so that they can go on to create their dream business and make the life that they say they want a reality. Hey, Matt. So decluttering came up in my free group, my free Facebook group, Life Strategist with Nat, for the entrepreneurial women. That's why we're talking about it today. The other reason we're talking about it is because this month we're focusing on the relationship life element of Wellness 360, which is a philosophy that I use in my coaching practice. So relationships as in your romantic relationships, the relationships that you have with, your peers and everyone, but also the most important one, which is the one that you have with yourself. So clutter is just a really bad old habit. And guys, if you're here, give me a wave or say hello. I love these to be as interactive as possible. And if you are catching the replay, just give me a hashtag replay so that I can say hello afterwards. But yeah, so clutter is just a really bad habit. Why? Because it's significant and represents what you're tolerating in your life and your business right now. Fact. So clutter is something, it's a bad habit that's probably been with you since you were a child. And that's what makes it probably one of the most hardest habits to break. I know I was in denial for a really long time, and if you know me really well, you'll know what I'm talking about. But that's why, I want to talk to you about it and why it plays such a role in your ability to not only love yourself, but, really generate that wealth that you're looking to generate. So what is clutter? Clutter represents chaos. It represents mess. And it represents overwhelm. Declutter, on the other hand, that represents calm. That represents structure. That represents cleanliness, and it represents clarity. So which one would you rather? Let me ask you that. The thing is that, clutter is, so the thing is that you're tolerating things that, if you look at your stuff and it's like broken or torn, that's the stuff that you're tolerating in your life and in your business for that matter. And it's reflective of how you feel or how you believe you deserve to show up in this world. And it's what you believe you should receive as well. So I'm hoping that you can start to see the parallels between Wellness for Wealth and how decluttering or how clutter is really standing in your way of generating greater wealth in all areas of your life, not just your bank account. One of my coaches taught me how you do anything is how you do everything. And that really struck with me. It struck me and it stuck with me. How long do you keep receipts for in your wallet or in your purse? Because that's probably indicative of how you're managing your finances. Do you know your ins and outs? Do you know what's coming in, what's going out of your bank account? Does your wallet even close? If your wallet doesn't close, there's a whole lot going on there, because I'm guessing that you may not be folding your clothes, or your clothes maybe not even making it into your closet. I might just be totally off here, but you let me know. When you open your purse, can you find things? Is it stuffed with tons of change and, no big bills? Is it stuffed with credit cards? These things really are a reflection of how you value money, how you value yourself. And the other thing I want to say about that is, do you feel guilty about decluttering? Do you feel guilty about decluttering things that were given to you perhaps as presents? Because the reality is you're holding on because you feel bad about throwing it away. And I get that. I'm not, a heartless person. I get that. There's sentimental value there. Like, I used to keep tons of stuff like that I used to get for my staff, and I love that stuff. But there's this limiting belief around clutter, and it comes down to this underlying belief that as a lot of women have this, and it's this like idea that you have to be grateful for, you have to be grateful for what you're given. And you do, don't get me wrong. Or you get what you're given. So, you just have to be grateful, period. It's not about being grateful for what you're given. It's just being grateful in general. And the other one I want to draw to your attention here is beggars can't be choosers. I used to say this all the time, but it's really not a good, it's a limiting belief. Like, it really is. Let's call it for what it is. And it's causing you to hold on to that kind of clutter in your life, or that kind of clutter in your business, which can be highly symbolic of the fact that it's a signal, really. It's a signal that something needs to change. So let me say that the universe works in mysterious ways. I'm just going to throw it out there. Now, Denise Duffield Thomas is the one who's been giving me all of these gems. I've been listening to her book, Chillpreneur, and it's my new favorite book next to Jen Sincero. Hey, Andrea. Honestly, if you have to read it. It's just phenomenal. But declutter is great for manifesting money. And I've been learning a ton, because you really let go of stuff it's not serving you, that doesn't work in your life, that doesn't fill you with joy. And this is the really key thing that if you take away anything out of this live, it's you need to be holding on to things that give you joy. So I was watching like Marie Kondo on Netflix, and she was saying the same thing. She, and I'm picturing going back to Canada this summer and really addressing all of the clothes that I have to go through. But that's a separate story. But, putting out everything and just looking at it and just seeing, like, does this fill me with joy? Does this make me feel so amazing when I wear it? Those are the kinds of things that you want to have in your closet. You don't want to have stuff that you're like, oh, I might wear this, or I haven't worn this in a year. Like, just get rid of it. And I know there's like this environmental piece there too. So of course, if you can recycle, of course, if you can donate, I'm doing some work with St. George Charity. We're doing this fashion show event. It's going to be awesome on May 3rd. And I'm trying to collect, things around the house that I don't need, or that would be better gifted somewhere else. But there's lots of options there. But I do appreciate the environmental impact that decluttering has. There's this really awesome thing that I saw around, exchange. So like you have kind of like a little party where you invite your girlfriends over, or, if you want to make it a guys' night, you kind of just get all your stuff together and you kind of swap, because it's just a way to kind of recycle your clothes, but not give away what you don't want to. Or maybe you want to just see if your friends want to take that like shirt that you love, but you just don't like want to wear it anymore. Tons and tons of options. So the like I was saying, the universe works in mysterious ways. So if you hold on to things out of fear or lack or scarcity, then you're really showing the universe that you're not ready, or that you don't believe that something better is coming. It's kind of like when you're dating the wrong guy, right? And you don't want to break up because he's a really good guy, but maybe you're just not on the same page and it might get better, or he's just, plain not great for you. Only you can decide that, but that one can go in so many different directions, but it's kind of like that. Like, you're not only hurting yourself by staying in this relationship that you don't feel great in anymore, that doesn't give you joy, but you're also hurting the other person because, they're also a party to this. And I mean, yeah, of course, try yourself. I mean, give it all you got, but if it's not working or if it's painful, then, it's time, or those could be signals that it's time for a change. I'm not going to pretend to step into relationship coaching because Lord knows I'm not a relationship coach by any means, but I just wanted to throw that kind of like comparison out of personal experience. But anyway, the other thing is that when you start to declutter, you start to make way for new ideas and creativity. And as an entrepreneur, this is vital. This is so key. I know we're very creative, but when you do get clear and you make way for new ideas, just good things will come. So physical clutter can lead to, mental and emotional clutter. And you guys know I'm always saying this, it's 90% mindset, right? And sure, there's things like essential oils and meditation that can help you balance that stuff. But, it's very easy to feel overwhelmed when your environment is in mayhem/chaos mode. When you go into your office, or maybe you don't even have an office space that you've claimed or that you've made up for yourself. As a business owner, that is like first on your list. You need a place that's clean, that's comfortable, that's inviting, and that just makes you feel excited to get to work, especially if you're working from home. This is huge. The other thing is, are you holding on to old courses or old business materials or old business cards? Or, speaking of business cards, I just found a whole box of business cards that are so old. I'm like, okay, I need to just get rid of them because they've got wrong information on it. And I was holding on to those out of, I don't want to waste them. But there's wrong information. Like, just get out of here and, make space for it. Once it's gone, I created actually an e-card. Came up in my networking events. One of the ladies had a business card. Her name's Olivia, but she had her business card basically on a little tag, and she's like, oh, take a picture of me and my business card. I was like, oh, that's clever. But I just downloaded this app. I don't know if it's good yet, so don't quote me on it, but it's Cam Card, I think. Let me know if you guys are using anything like this. Let me know, because I'm ready for a change. I'm ready to do that. But just get rid of old stuff because it affects your income. If you're like, anyway, I could go on a different tangent there, but it really does affect your income. So take that as inspiration to go and declutter and just take it one step at a time. You're more likely to take action in your business and in your life if you're in a clean, controlled, calm, clutter-free environment. So how do you declutter? So let me share with you a couple things that you can do. I got this from Denise, and I'll put some more when I do my blog on Friday, but things like unsubscribing from newsletters that you don't read anymore. Like, let's just get rid of that stuff. Delete old contacts from your phone. Go through your Facebook friends list. Are there people that just that don't respond to you, or that just aren't, adding any value to your life? Change your passwords to represent your goals. I love this one. I did that a long time. I did that. A funny story about that is that my old password used to be to the question of where are you going, and my answer was Spain. And I was like, 15 years later, here I am. That's crazy, right? So talk about the universe working in mysterious ways. But a couple other things you can do is, get rid of old random cables. Get rid of stuff that is broken, that is torn. I know that those things can hold sentimental value, and it's not for me to say hold on to something or keep some or throw something out, but just keep that in mind. Like, really, why are you holding on to this broken, torn piece of item, this piece of clothing or item or whatever? It could be a way to get more money in terms of, like, are there things that you can sell that are of value? Are there things that you can donate? Have you gone through your bank statement to see even what you've been paying for? Do you have memberships that you're like, oh, I don't even use that anymore? Or like Amazon Prime, do you use it? Like, just little things. It can really make a difference to your bank account and your life, I'm telling you, and your business. Like, there's so much that we already have to worry about, especially when you're starting out or even thinking about starting a business. You don't need the clutter around you to give you any further confusion. And, do an audit on your business expenses. I did this the other day, and I was blown away about the stuff that I was like, oh, I can cut that out. I can cut this out. Like, it's just good habits. Quit hobbies that you don't really do anymore, like start new ones. And there's just, if you guys have any decluttering things that you love, suggestions, I'd love to hear them. Throw them in the comments. I went to this networking event the other week, and I just need to give a shout out to this woman, Magda, for Rappuccino. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that, but I had to mention it because she came to this networking event with wrapping paper, but it wasn't wrapping paper like any other wrapping paper. It was like these beautiful fabrics, like silk, eco-friendly fabrics. They're original, they were creative, they were gorgeous. And she showed us how to wrap, 2 bottles of wine, 1 bottle of wine, a book, and it's rappuccino.com. So WRAPUCCINO.com. So amazing. I'm totally getting some of that stuff. And again, like, not affiliated. I just thought it was a super cool idea. And the idea actually originated in Japan, and it's customary for you to give back the wrapping paper. I say paper, but it's more of like a fabric. I wish, if you read my blog on Friday, I'm definitely going to put in some examples. But the last thing I want to say this is inspired action brings income. So I'm passionate about decluttering because I know personally how life-changing it can be to do that, to go through that kind of exercise, especially if your environment is, cluttered. And I used to be in denial. I really did. I was like, oh, there's not that much stuff in here. And I'm like, oh, there's stuff in here. So I know how hard it's overcome. I know how hard it is to overcome. I know that it can feel overwhelming. And what I would say is just commit. And I know it's hard to commit, but just commit, put it in the planner, throw some essential oils on, like diffuse some essential oils like purification or abundance. I've got abundance going on right now. I just love that oil. But those like raise your vibrations literally. And just get to it. The sooner that you do it, the more wealth you will generate. Trust me. And I hope that's incentive. You never know what you're going to find in your purse, or what hidden gems are lying in pockets. Like I said, it's really the start of an amazing relationship with yourself in terms of you just having those kinds of standards in place. And it's part one of my success system. So if you need help with decluttering, or if you need help, getting your habits in check and really creating an aligned vision, then reach out to me, DM me, or even if you want to know what the other steps are, we can have a strategy session. I'm happy to do that for you if you're serious about making some change in your life, and really creating that dream business of yours, and really making the life that you say you want a reality. Like, I do not take that lightly. So if you did get value from today, like, comment, or share. And as always, you're invited to reach out because I love talking to you guys. Have an awesome rest of the day, and I will see you next week.